Hey babes, welcome back to Broken Hearts. I'm Zen and this is Paulina, and today our guest star is Jared. So we will be talking about
social media first.
And also this book that I saw on one of my followers page that he did. So yeah. So Jared, as our number one supporter and follower and all that stuff for Broken Babes, Broken Heart Babes, I want to ask you, out of all our episodes, which one do you like best and why?
Oh, okay. I think one of them, I really like the second one technically. The second one technically about how y'all, the relationship between you two. Not between you two, but the relationship between the both of y'all's marriage.
The young married one.
The young married one.
That's
okay.
Because that was the first one that really got me intrigued.
Okay.
It got me interested, and it let me know y'all a little bit more, even though I haven't really gotten to, first of all, meet you. This is our first time meeting each other. And obviously we've been friends, but
yeah.
It really got me another backstory of what y'all have really been through, have really gone through, because a lot of us, we only let show what's on the outside, what we want to.
Like Instagram.
Exactly. And that podcast for me was like, whoa, like that. Y'all went through that. Like y'all did it, and y'all have improved a lot since then. So that was one that really stood out for me. Another one was the self-coping mechanisms, the pros and the cons. That one really was good because a lot of people, I feel like, can relate to those things, and I think that helped a lot of people in certain ways. And the most recent one was obviously like the goals, the ones that, and I know for a fact.
It was such a short episode.
It was a short episode, but y'all want to do something this year. Y'all want to achieve and strive for those goals, and I believe in y'all, and hopefully a lot of those goals will come true.
That's beautiful.
Definitely will come true.
Yeah. We gotta get you swimming.
Okay.
I know. I was like,
I'm riding a bike.
that was one thing that because you said that in episode, I forgot which other episode.
I don't know how to ride a bike.
Yeah, and I was like,
I was shocked too.
I was like, whoa, wait, what?
I know.
Okay, so that's gonna happen.
I think I brought it up too the first time that we met, because the first time we met we went hiking, and I told him, and he was like, "What?"
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, I did bring it up too.
A tricycle or something.
Start.
I'm going.
Yes.
Yeah.
Get your little nephew's bike.
No, I honestly say that those episodes really stood out.
Okay.
And then another one, like the financial one, that was actually a really good one because
it had your clothing line.
Oh, I totally forgot about
I forgot about that too.
But it's more like for the younger audience that it kind of gives you a sense of something that I know you were saying, like you really don't want anybody to go through those things, right? Like it was a hardship, and I think we've all had hardships in our lives, and look at how much you've grown. One thing was your credit score, for example. Like, now you're proud of where you are now, and I think the things that were said in that episode really stood out, and a lot of people can take good information that you two have said and just grow from that. Every podcast that y'all have done has been amazing. It's only continuing to get better and better.
I know. I feel like it is. I felt like, we were so nervous. So nervous, especially our first one. It was so bad. I was telling
him about it right now.
Yeah, and then it's just like, now we're comfortable. We're comfortable doing it. We're comfortable looking at the camera, talking. And before we were doing a lot of likes
and
likes, yeah, whatever. But I think we're trying to slowly stray away from that. So I think we're getting better. I think we are.
You definitely are.
Okay, good.
Definitely are.
Okay. So what were you saying? What were you telling him earlier?
Oh, how like nervous we were on episode 1 that I was looking down a lot. You were just like,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because like playing with your hair a lot, we didn't know what to do. We didn't know what to look at the camera or what to say really, and yeah, it was interesting. Even like people were telling me like, oh, you guys do sound really nervous on the first episode. Like, learn to relax. But it's like,
we learned.
But like, yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there.
Confidence thing too.
Yeah.
Like, it's y'all are improving, definitely, and it shows in the content.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh my god, we should have ate that earlier. Now I'm like a new person.
I taste beauty. Social media.
Yes.
Sorry, my kids.
The question that you had. Say, you want to say that again?
Ooh, there was a question that one of my friends brought up, and it was about how social media has. Do you believe social media is good for the younger generation? Younger generation meaning, I would say probably anybody under the age of 12, and how it can affect them.
So me as a parent, no, I won't allow it. Just recently, my daughter, she just had her Instagram, but she did have to like beg me, and I had to make sure what was she doing it for. Luckily, she's not one of those girls that take selfies and post like, you know, poses that are inappropriate. Yeah, poses. She is an editor for a 12-year-old. So she, if you see her, she has way more followers than I do because she has like a niche. Like, you know what I'm talking about? She has people that like seeing that. Yeah. So, which is good. And none of those the content that she has on her Instagram is of her. Mm-hmm. So.
Oh, okay. So it's more like just straight out content, not her.
I'll show you really quick. So yes, but as for like my son, so my son is 9 years old. He is not even like worried about social media, which is fine, and we're gonna keep it that way. But I wouldn't want him to have it. I'm not gonna force it upon him. Mm-hmm. I mean, like, oh, let's go make a social media for you. Like, no, it's not necessary. So.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Especially for like your daughter. That's awesome that she has an Instagram for something that she likes to do. It's editing.
Yes.
And I think that's something that a lot of parents could really respect. You know, I remember when growing up, I wanted Facebook. That was my very first social media platform.
Oh my god.
I remember I was like to my parents, like, hey, can I get a Facebook? Can I get a Facebook? And they were like, why do you need a Facebook? Why do you need it? Mm-hmm. And at that point, I said, oh, my friends wanted it and everything. Mm-hmm. And I got it, but I did it behind their back. I did it behind her back. And I honestly, like, it was nice. It was cool. But now reflecting back on it, like, if I had a kid, I wouldn't want them to have that because you don't really need it at such a young age. Like,
yeah.
Now,
it's just because like everybody had it in a way. Yeah.
Now I can see it for people our age and older, and after high school.
Yeah.
Now you do it to connect with friends, to reconnect with family members, grow businesses, promote businesses. Like that's a portion of social media that I really respect.
Yes.
That's awesome. It's awesome how it's grown.
So here, I'm just gonna show you really quick. This is my daughter's. This is what she does. And this is how many. She has way more followers than I do because of this, but this reason she does this.
Yeah.
So she enjoys doing it, and as long as I always ask her, I mean, if you feel like there's sketchy people trying to talk to you or ask you, even like not FaceTime, you know, like video chat with you that you don't even know, don't. Yeah. So she knows better. And I think it was because a long time ago, I think I had a fit where she was playing this game called Roblox. I don't know if you heard of it. And I didn't know that you can chat there. Oh. So I think she knows. She was a 4-year-old or a 5-year-old that knew how to like chat. Like she knew how to like spell and stuff like that. She was very smart. She is very smart for her age. And I went off. I'm gonna be very honest. I went off. I grabbed the phone and I threw it. I was so mad because I wasn't paying attention, and I don't blame her. I honestly blame myself for not keeping track of what was going on. I just thought it was a damn game, not for people to I'm like, what if that was an older guy talking to you? You're only 5, so yeah, it brought back a lot of bad memories. And then that's the reason why when she turned 12, we had to talk about the whole you need to be careful with the whole social media thing, and just as long as there's no one harassing you, and you just have to let me know. You have to be open with me. Mm-hmm. That was a sensitive subject. But yeah.
And that's a pro about social media at a young age.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you want to get into the cons of like what we were talking about before, like the negatives that social media can.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so that's a pro, obviously. But a con, it's like a lot of the cyberbullying.
Yeah.
Cyberbullying. And one point that you brought up was like cyberbullying even before social media, email, and the chat rooms that y'all said, like it's crazy that even back then, if we thought cyberbullying back then was bad, like imagine now. And
and it's fast.
It's fast. It's instant.
Mm-hmm.
And with social media now at a young age, a lot of the children and younger audience that uses those platforms in middle school, elementary school, like it takes one hurtful text to really manipulate and hurt someone's mind. And at such a young age, they might not come to, and it hurts probably as a parent, it hurts when your child can't come to you to talk of what's happening with their life. And social media, that's one thing that's unfortunate, that cyberbullying can be really bad. It can be really bad. And you just have to be careful with it, because you never know what can happen, the negative things that can happen. That's why it's really important to have that communication with, for example, your daughter, like, communicate with me, tell me everything. But cyberbullying is just one thing that social media can really hurt a lot of people, even us at an older age. Like it's unfortunate. So if we don't want it to happen to us, imagine it happening to someone.
Yes, so it actually happened to me, and I would tell my daughter about this. It's because of the whole, like, I do OnlyFans, but obviously I slowed down a little bit. But when I first started up, I was open to her about it, and shockingly, she knew what the fuck it was. So it's because it's on the internet. Like she knows it's out there. It's out there. Yeah. It's not like it's freaking like censored or stuff like that. It's like when people promote their OnlyFans, it's there. She kind of figured out what it was, and I was like, so tell me, what do you know about OnlyFans? It's like she nicely said that, oh, it's that platform where girls take pictures and they get money out of it. Well, they show their bodies. So I was like, okay.
Oh damn.
Yeah, so that's how she explained it as a 12-year-old. Mm-hmm. So but anyways, long story short, I talked to her about this one dude that just straight up like called me out on the whole OnlyFans thing, and I told her about it. I did tear up a little bit, but I was like, you see, this is the stuff that I don't want happen to you. Even though, I'm like already like 30, going on 35 pretty soon, that I don't want this to ever happen to you, and you're only 12, and I don't want you to like break down and feel like it's the end of the world. And it's not. You're gonna move on. Yeah. So I had to like show her what I was going through and how to get over it. You know what I mean? So she knows that how to handle it later on in hers. But then when she read it, she was like, who is it? Who is it? And I was like, don't worry, it's not all that crazy. And she was like being like my little security guard, my protector, and I was like, no, it's okay, don't worry about it. We're dealing with like stupid guys around here, so.
And I think with the whole thing with that too is that for a female it's so much more dangerous, because believe me, I've had my share. Like I've shared some of the dumb shit that guys send me, like on fucking Instagram or even Snapchat. And it's really dangerous. And my thought is, I don't want anybody else at such a young age to go through that, because it's fucking heartbreaking. It really is. Like for example, like what was it? Oh, so on Snapchat, I don't know if you guys know that there's this other app that's connected to it. It's called YOLO.
I did not know that.
Yeah, and you can ask it sends you a little tag, and it lets people ask you questions anonymously. And because at the time, I was also promoted. Like people were aware that I had an OnlyFans, but I was never really active with it. I get it, and not much would happen to it because I had no time for it.
It's not for everybody,
Yeah, and somebody did ask me, oh, do you have an OnlyFans? And I answered, yeah, I do. And I put my tag on there. And next thing you know, somebody else comes and tells me, you know, some nasty ass stuff. I think I showed you. Maybe. That one where it's like, oh, what would your parents think about you having OnlyFans? What a waste of a child.
Oh, no, you didn't tell me that.
He
Oh,
like
everybody has their
this
opinions.
this person said that to him, like, damn, like, bro, like, why you mad?
I don't care. I'm an adult. I can do whatever I want.
And I think I saw that. Did you post it?
I don't have Snap anymore, so I don't know.
I know that you posted one on Snapchat or Instagram about like the podcast. Someone said that about the podcast.
Oh, that it sucks ass.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I showed her that
She had
one.
to show me in person.
Yeah.
And it's just like everybody has their opinion.
So
It's
yeah, and
cool.
it's fine. It did like
But-
kind of get to me, so that's why like probably the other day we had to like talk about what can we do differently, if anything. I mean, it's just one person, if anything, so we didn't really care.
And like, you know, I always say like people have their opinion.
Yeah.
It's cool. But like the thing with the YOLO is like they say it anonymously.
Yeah.
Just so
Yeah.
like, no, you don't. I'll never know.
Yeah.
But it's still, it's like criticism's
So-
good in my opinion. But criticism like that, I
Yeah,
don't even consider it criticism. That's just hate.
That's
Yeah.
just
That's
straight
just
out.
hate.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
bro, who
It's
hurt
like-
you?
I know.
You
It's
should.
Who
like,
hurt you?
wow.
Damn.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're not obligated to go freaking like listen to it, but
Mhm.
okay, I
Yeah.
guess.
It's crazy.
I know. Yeah, that one she showed me. So like I did. I was feeling like down for a little bit, but you know, the way I take it, I don't get down and depressed. What I do is like I get down, I think about it, and I think of ways to improve what we need to improve. You get what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah. So
Like, at that moment, like you'll be upset. You'll
Yeah.
get down. You'll be upset, but
Yeah.
like don't let it affect you long term.
no, yeah.
Brush it off, and then
That's
think about how you
usually
can turn it around on them.
that's usually me in any situation. At least. So yeah. You remind me of Smurfette. Pitufina. I like it in Spanish better.
You
I
know-
honestly, like,
Have you seen it in Spanish?
I'm not in Spanish.
Los Pitufos,
No.
the Smurfs.
My kids had because they
It was the cartoons and TJ, no?
yeah. It's because like they knew Spanish before English, which is weird because I don't speak Spanish.
I did that too. I knew Spanish before.
Well, your parents speak Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't.
Really?
Yeah. I don't. So yeah,
Learn
their
something new every
their
day.
dad, and then the family over there. So
Oh, okay.
they hung around them more often.
You know what though? I can't watch the Smurfs. They creep me out.
Back at that. I didn't know that.
They scare me. I can't, like, when the Smurfs movie came out, the live actions, they're like, oh, let's go watch them. I'm like, no, bye. We went to the movie theater. I was like, no, I'm gonna go to that movie. See ya
Really?
later. Yeah, they scare me.
Oh, those are cute.
I'm sorry.
They're cute. They're adorable.
They're cute, but I guess, dang.
Sorry.
So, anyways, do we have anything else to say about the social media besides the pros and cons?
Or you want to talk about how it has affected us? How it has
Oh
helped
yeah,
us?
sure. Since you're our guest star, how has it
Well,
affected you?
for
growing
me,
up?
it's built a lot of friendships.
There you
Like
go.
nowadays, like that's one thing that I use it a lot for. Obviously, I like connecting with people and meeting new people. If it wasn't due to social media, we would have never met. I would not
True.
be here right now.
That's true.
And it's just something that I personally used to connect to a lot of my friends that I now talk to each and every day. Reconnect with family members that I don't even know about. Like Facebook was one for
Yeah.
some reason. You get a
Yeah.
request from your family member that's just like, what? And there's been times where like I have to ask my mom. It's like, hey, do you know this? Oh, it's tu tío, it's your uncle from such such.
So far away.
Like, wait, what? And
You're related.
yeah, it's like you've been there, you know them. Yeah, it's all good. But that's one thing that I personally love it for. It's that connection.
Yes.
That you can rebuild with people that haven't really been in your life for a while. The new friendships connection. And one thing that a lot of it is used for nowadays, like our businesses. Like
Mhm.
obviously we have my Also Pro business. This is a business, this podcast, and
Yes.
social media is a platform that
Yes.
you can use for free, promote, and really connect to the world and the wider audience that hopefully in the future, maybe some of the subscribers that are watching this video, like you'll see them in the future at some point. So that's one thing that I personally love social media for. I met a lot of amazing people, including y'all, obviously, through social media, and hopefully the relationships that have been built through it stay for a while and continue to keep on growing and meet more people. Like, that's one thing that I love it for.
What was the app that you guys met on?
Oh, Chispa.
Oh, okay.
No.
It
It was Bumble.
was it Bumble?
It was Bumble.
Oh, okay.
Wait, you were on Chispa too?
Because I've seen you on Chispa. You were on Chispa.
I was,
Yeah.
but
She mentions that a lot.
I
I
talked.
don't think it was Bumble.
It was Bumble.
No.
Yes.
No.
You even have Bumble?
Yes.
No, well, not anymore.
Oh, I don't know either.
I deleted. I had like Tinder, Bumble, and I'm like, nah, I don't want that anymore. But I'm pretty sure it was Chispa.
No, it was
I'm pretty
Bumble.
sure. How much you want to bet?
It was
I still
Bumble.
got the messages.
Let me see.
No.
No.
But
It was Bumble, but then I remember because I hadn't checked Chispa in a while, and I was scrolling through it, but I was like, nah, fuck this shit. From there, cause I barely talk to people on Chispa. Honestly. Like like apps like that, it's hard for me to keep up with them. Like I don't really check them. So
I swear.
Don't ask me. I don't know.
Either way,
it was Bumble.
It was one of those
It
applications.
was Bumble.
It had to be because I remember in the beginning she was like, "Oh, I met this guy on Bumble." I'm like, "Oh," and then that's when I brought up, "Oh, Bumble." That's how I met my friends. Since we're talking about.
Wait, you were talking about me? That was on the podcast. I remember.
No.
I'm pretty sure it was one of them.
No. She talked to me about this in a. This was outside.
No, yeah, I do mention that because we were talking about how you were using Bumble,
Mhm.
but for the best friend side.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh well, I met a guy, but he's like a friend.
Mhm.
It's him. It's him,
It
y'all.
was you?
That's not. It was me. I thought it was. I didn't think it was me because it was Jesus. We met on
Okay.
an app. Okay. We met on an app, and because of that app, social media, we're here now. We're friends.
He
We're
requested
making
me
this-
on Instagram. I was like,
Oh,
all right, cool.
gosh. I didn't mean to make it awkward.
It's not
But-
awkward.
No,
Oh, okay. I
Bumble.
felt like it was because you guys are fighting over the
Well,
app.
it
I
was-
just wanted to know what app you met on.
It
Damn
was on one of those apps.
It was Bumble.
All right.
It was
Fuck
Bumble.
you, Bumble. Oh my god.
But yeah, and thanks to social media, look now.
Yes. Okay. We got that over.
Oh my goodness.
What was this?
Sorry, I'm having like malfunction with my wig today.
Oh. No, you're good.
Oh, for those who
You're
are
good.
just listening, I'm wearing a bright ass blue wig today. So y'all gotta check out the YouTube video to see.
It's pretty.
Thank you.
And she's having issues with the bangs.
And apparently I look like a damn Smurf.
It's a joke. Not to make you. feel
I know.
bad. It's because it's blue.
I like this is like my favorite color, this type of blue.
I like it.
I like Katy Perry, Cassie.
Yeah, we can't say focus sometimes. So just bear with us.
We're having fun.
I know.
Okay.
Oh man, I'm shitting.
So how has actually social media affected you?
Me? Me. It goes back to like past podcasts, that we've mentioned, and that what you mentioned too earlier before we even started recording, which social media was like so evil to me because when I got married, that's the time when Facebook came out. So everybody, yes, they started having it. And also Facebook became private. It wasn't part of like your your regular messages or phone calls, but they did have the messenger, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or something like that. And so long story short, that's how I found out too that my husband at the time was cheating on me. And there is a lot, and it wasn't just with one person. That's the thing about Facebook and social media. You can't just be like, oh, let me see what I can do with this other person. She's cute. Okay, let me go talk to her too. You know what I mean? So there was many other people. Because it was easy to get into that window and be like, hey, how what do we
Straight out
say?
just slide in the DMs.
Yeah, basically. So it was like, it was really evil for me. So that's why, fast forwarding to like 2019, when I finally downloaded Bumble to find friends, not for dating or anything. I was so scared because this is like even the first time ever meeting someone on an app for anything. And it was, even though it was just a female, you know, I was still scared. Like, who the fuck am I gonna see when I get to this place?
You got catfish by your best friend.
Yeah, exactly. So I mentioned this. So she's like my forever BFF, my Bumble BFF, and I don't regret using Bumble, but it did become overwhelming because I guess a lot of girls like matched with me in a way, like to be friends, and I was just like, I'm good with 1-2 people, I'm good. So because it was just so many people want to be my friends and like go out, I'm like, no, I'm good. We're good. So.
I got a date out of the best friend one time.
You got a what?
I got a date out of the views because I think I did use it for best friends too.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously it's chicks, but I ended up getting a date from there.
It turned out like a 2-in-1 in a way.
Pretty much. No, obviously it didn't work out. We don't talk. We don't keep in contact.
It was funny because going to that Bumble best friend, at first like people were telling me, because I like making friends. That's one thing that it's kind of weird. I downloaded Bumble, Chispa, all those dating apps just to make friends. Especially, and I downloaded it because of like the whole quarantine situation. Stuck at home, there's nothing to do, you can't go out.
Yeah.
Download social media just to make friends, and a lot of people were just like, "That's weird.
Why are you here?
Why are you here?
Why are you here?
If you just want to make friends." I'm like, I think a lot of people are here. But going back to that, like the Bumble BFF thing, the first time that I downloaded it, I didn't know it was just the same gender.
Yeah.
People were telling me, like, yeah, download Bumble. Like, okay, cool. And then I went to download Bumble BFF, and it was just like guy.
So it just wasn't weird?
At first I was like, I'm not getting any girls for some reason. And after a while I looked it up, and it's just like, no, yeah, it's the same gender. And don't get me wrong, I think it's cool, especially for women, if you want to find a friend of the opposite, of the same sex. Yeah. But I think for like me in general, I was just like, oh, well, time to go to the dating side of Bumble and make friends. And apparently that's how we met.
We met.
It's fun.
That's beautiful.
That was pretty funny though. guy.
I was just like, why is this happening? Is this a sign?
Is this a sign?
I don't understand. It happened.
It was kind of weird for me too, because even though I've never had Tinder or the other dating apps, right? It was kind of weird, like searching for a girl to be friends with by their appearance, and you know what I mean? Like, well, obviously first to their appearance, right? And then when you click on it, that's when you get to like see like the highlights of like their lives that they want to bring up. But that was kind of pretty weird for me too, because I'm straight, and I was just like, this is kind of weird, but. Okay, I think she looks cute to be my friend.
Sure, my friend.
Sure.
Exactly what I was saying.
Yeah.
Like, I find it weird.
Yeah, it was kind of weird, but
hey, you got a best friend out of it.
Yeah. And we're still close. We just had brunch like last weekend, so that was nice. We're friends. I was friends with her before I met Tony.
Oh, really?
It was the same year, but hers was like it was in the beginning of January. That's when that New Year's, I was like, I need to find friends. And then I later on, like 2 months later, I found a boyfriend. So just
That's beautiful.
It just happened to be my year, I guess. Are we good? You.
Oh shit. Okay.
Your turn.
Okay, well for me, social media, unfortunately that is how I often found out that I'm not just one person, but several people were cheating on me or like trying to play me. Cause like I said before, I was a toxica before, so I could like hack into emails. I would hack into their try to hack their voicemails, try to get their phones and stuff. Yeah. That was me back then, but
to change the passcode on my phone.
Me too. No, I'm kidding.
Yo, I was about to say something, but I'm gonna stay quiet. You should not hear that. That's why. Don't forget him.
Oh yeah.
So that's gonna wrap it up for today's podcast.
No,
Oh my
no.
goodness.
We'll tell you afterwards what
Yeah,
that means.
I need the backstory.
Okay, fine. We'll just tell you.
Okay.
To sum it all up, we were like saying, no, we need to get, we need to make our priorities straight, and the podcast is our baby. Consider our baby because, this is a project that we're working on together and we're serious about it. So I was like, I guess I'm, like the daddy. And she's like, no, I'm going to be the daddy. I'm like, okay,
No, I'm
baby
the
daddy.
No, yeah, because it makes
Deciding who's going to be the daddy.
Okay.
no, it makes sense because if you think about it, like it's more of the creative side. It's more on your side. So like that's how it happens with kids often. Like it's the mom who's really more like the nurturing.
Oh,
Parent.
you call me that.
So you're like the nurturing parent for the podcast. I'm more like the technical.
Oh.
So that's why I was like, that makes sense. She's mom.
Oh.
And I'm daddy.
See, I didn't know that.
Okay.
Now you get it. I get it too. I thought we're just fighting over like the gender roles. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I'm nurturing.
But why'd you have to say daddy with that voice though?
I always say it that way.
It was an inside joke because my boyfriend last night we were when we were drinking at our cousin's place. So I don't know what happened. What were we saying? We were saying something and then I was too high. I forgot.
I don't know. We were just so like talking bullshit and something. I don't know. It has something to do with you or something
Yes.
about the podcast.
Yes.
And that's when I got pissed off at 20. I'm like, don't forget, I'm daddy.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm daddy. And,
But
he
in
goes-
that voice.
And they're like, oh, snap.
and he's like, well, she's off limits.
Oh yeah. He's like, I know your daddy, but she's off limits. And we're like, okay,
It's like,
we had enough for today.
That's when we knew we had to stop. With
Yeah.
the
you were just
edibles.
in the middle.
With everything. Yeah, I'm just like, I'm not feeling my high. I'm just like,
It was all funny.
Yeah, but overall, fuck, I forgot what we were talking about.
how has it affected
Oh, that's
you?
right.
But besides the cheating, I mean, look at where you are today.
Well, sorry, I like blinked out for a second. Well, I mean, social media, yeah, like I do use it often. Well, now I use it often to get in contact with like my grandma and TJ, my aunts over there, some of my cousins. That's mostly what I'm happy for. However, yeah, I've made friends even through there that I got to meet in person, not just through the dating apps, but even before that, like if my friend, you know how like there's like always like Facebook and back then MySpace, like, oh, you may know this person because you have this many people, you know, mutual friends. And yeah, I did get to meet a lot of people like that way before the dating apps. I started on that. So that's the one positive thing that I like about it. For example, like my messenger, I get to talk to my aunts a lot, especially like two of my aunts from my mom's side that live over there. They can't cross here, but I talk to them, I FaceTime with them and all that. So that's what I like about it. But yeah, it does have its ugly side. Like often I get those stupid messages about inappropriate subjects, and I hate that.
Oh yes, uninvited or unexpected,
Uninvited messages.
Yeah, no one likes that.
But I think overall, a majority of social media is used for good purposes. Building relationships, promoting businesses, reconnecting with old family members, and things like that.
Yeah.
It just does. And anything that happens in our lives, there's always going to be pros and cons, positive and negative. And it's just a matter of how we can take those negatives if it does happen, and kind of brush it off and turn it into a positive if possible. But I think social media has all affected our lives in a good way.
That's That's why we're here.
That's why we're doing this podcast. Like, that's one thing too.
Social media? Yes.
Social media.
All right, we're gonna move on, and we're gonna be talking about the book that I recently read. So, since Valentine's is coming up, those who do have, I know, you're just like, eh. Those who are interested that have another half, I do recommend this book because it does have poems about this couple. I guess like he was writing poems to his girlfriend, and they're really beautiful. Like I wish I can read the whole thing right now, but then like, you know,
Guilty for
no, it's then like you wouldn't be supporting, but I'd rather have you guys support. So I do like recommend this book for like a little Valentine's Day gift or anything.
That's so sweet.
It's a really like deep. Oh my gosh, I can't even think of the words. They're just so meaningful. All the words that he wrote, they were like so very inspiring, and like there was like a few words actually that I had to write down that I did not know
What they meant?
Yeah,
Really?
they're like some big words, and I was just like, oh man, I gotta brush up on my freaking English here, my vocabulary. So, anyways, I'm gonna read the like because I had like a little interview with him. And
What's his name? Oh, Sebastian Alvarez.
Yeah, so it's on Amazon, by the way, this book, and it's for $10, and honestly, it's pretty good.
Sure, I want to read it. Just because I don't got a boo don't mean I can't be romantic.
No. It's gonna make you feel like there's hope. There's not always those jerks out there. You know what I mean? There are different kind of guys out there. You're just not, you know, in the wrong. I mean, you're in the wrong side of. Okay. It's because her expressions. I'm like, I don't even know what to say when she's like. I'm like, never mind. I'll just shut
I
up.
trip her out on that, so I'm like, what?
You know, I'm like,
It's a heartwarming book. You say?
yes,
It touches.
yeah,
Your
it does. So, I did ask for like a very personal question, which was his age, and he is currently 24. He's gonna be 25 in March. I know he's pretty young.
Wow.
He's pretty young. And I also asked, what's the first poem you wrote, and how long ago did you write it? And he gave me this long thing, so I'm gonna read it out right now. I honestly can't remember when I even started writing poetry. My memory is also really bad, but I can tell you about the piece of writing that was a pivotal point in my writing style. A piece that wasn't necessarily poetry, but it helped shape how I view writing now. Good writing comes from revision, practice, refining. I wrote my manifesto in a rhetoric and writing class, and it was the very first time I had actively gone back to revise a piece of work before submitting it. It was a revelation that no good work comes out good the first time. Most writing is bad the first time you write it, and only through adjusting, refining, and polishing the words, rhythm, and mood of your piece can you hope to reach an understanding with your chosen audience.
Oh,
I know. Also, so basically he told me to, like, it was kind of funny. I was like, number 2 is a question I can't really answer. I basically just made it a new question with that response. So
Okay.
that's why he had to like side note that.
Mm-hmm.
Third question, I asked this because I know it's not necessary to ask, but I was just curious, I guess. So I asked, are you a religious person? And he says, because I always want to know, I don't consider myself religious, and this is why I asked, because I just wanted him to answer, but I kind of figured. Sorry, I'm playing pussies with you, huh?
I know, now it's my turn.
In the traditional sense, like Christian or Catholic, I definitely believe there is a higher power, God, if you will, but I think it is ignorant of a man to believe if there is an omnipotent being, they are modeled after us. I think it would be more of a force like gravity or time or space, maybe not even. sentient. I don't know what that means, but just present. Present in all of us because we all have an essence in us that is a piece of God. I believe when we die, our natural vessel ceases to function, physical body, our essence returns back to one source to begin the cycle again. I think human body limits what we can perceive because there is a limit to our sense of touch, smell, sight, etc.
Well, damn.
Do you have a comment for that?
What?
I know. I was like, wow, he answered these questions really, really good and prepared.
He's a writer.
Yeah.
He's a writer.
Yeah.
You can definitely tell.
This, I was very curious. So I asked him about the symbol on the front cover.
Mm-hmm.
What is it and what does it mean? Hang on 1 second.
Oh, that's true.
So he said, my girlfriend, who is also collected my writing pieces and organized the book, actually created the symbol, so it is original. It's our astrological signs. I'm a Pisces and she's a Capricorn.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's true.
Yes, that was pretty. Also, my girlfriend added that the symbol is original and she made it by combining our signs. It is a representation of our love story. That was really nice. That is really cute. I really like that. Also, I did ask if he was gonna publish more, and he did say, I definitely plan on publishing more work. My next book is going to most likely be a collection of love poems, but in phases. That will be something like spring, summer, fall, winter to represent different phases couples go through.
Oh my.
Nice, right? Nice.
That's so cool.
And then the last, I swear there's a last question. So on page 17, let's go, I want you to read that for me.
Fuck, is the one that I was reading earlier. Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Never stopped. To be honest with you, I never stopped. I never stopped loving you. Never stopped caring for you. The switch never turned off. It stayed on. On and on and on. Every day it's a battle I will surely lose.
So I asked him on page 17, which is that one, the quote, a battle I will surely lose. Can you talk more about that? Like, can you explain? So he did. No! Oh gosh. I vanished it. I was like,
Oh shit. Otra vez.
okay, I know. Okay, so his girlfriend actually stepped in and messaged. So she goes, hi, I'm Sebastian's girlfriend. First off, I want to thank you for generally being interested in our work. It means a lot to us. So there were actually 2 poems I wrote to him from my point of view, and this was one of them. This poem was written during a rough time in our relationship. We had just broken up and we weren't sure if being together was going to work. As far as the quote goes, love is a war that can cause both joy or pain, and sometimes you choose who you are willing to go through rough and good times with. We tried being apart, but it was a battle we lost. Our love is stronger than ever now.
Damn.
I know. That's all. I was like, that's just crazy.
That's cute.
And I love it. So, I know we basically read one of the poems, but I really recommend people to read this, and it's awesome. I feel like if I'm in like a weird kind of funky mood, that I would go back to like this and just read something out of there, and it'll just like lift my spirit.
Ooh, Tony better start stepping it up.
No, he's good. He's different. Like, he shows that creative side through art.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, and I feel like just reading that, just listening to that one poem, there's gonna be one poem in this book that no matter who you are, you can relate to in some way, shape, or form. You're gonna read it, it's gonna hit you. It's probably gonna spark a memory that you once went through. And
Definitely.
it's gonna hit you.
Definitely. So, I do want to talk to that. Maybe I can like tell you guys after the podcast, but there was like a few that I did want to mention to him, which I didn't have time because we're already starting the podcast right now, right? But I do relate and to a few of them, and it just like what you said, like people can relate to it. Like that's why I'm saying, like, I'm just like our podcast. Like maybe like people can relate to our story, our podcast, whereas this book is the same. So.
Why you keep looking at me like that? Stop it.
Because your reactions are just like.
In any book and in any podcast, or especially the one that we're talking about, there's always going to be things that someone out there has gone through the same thing. Like maybe the experience might have been different, but the like the purpose, the thing that kind of stands out from what we've been through, has affected them. It never only happens to one person. Like a lot of us might say, why did it happen to me? Like, it would always happen. It's always happened to someone else. So I like a book, a podcast, like people will always relate to it in some shape, way, or so far, which is that one poem. It's like wow.
So one more time, it's called Deeply, Infinitely, Completely by Sebastian Alvarez, and it's on Amazon for $10. So we are kind of like done, but I do want to like get to like some personal stuff with you, Jared.
Go ahead. Ask away.
TikTok.
Oh my.
What is up with your TikToks?
What do you mean? It's
She's laughing. See?
It's just a TikTok account.
It's just a TikTok. No, well, okay. So my daughter, right? My daughter, she actually had TikTok, but I made sure like I knew what she was doing. I never had TikTok until like recently in 2020. But anyways, long story short, she had it, and she only did it because she liked doing those damn dances, right? Whatever, right? So that's the reason why she did it. And then all of a sudden, when I finally had a TikTok, she was like, no, I'm over it. I'm doing edits. That's what she did on Instagram. So you can tell like that was the age from like 7 to like 11. And all of a sudden it just went away. She's not even on TikTok anymore. But my point is, she did that for fun. And what would you say your TikToks are?
I'm definitely doing it for fun.
Yeah?
I'm definitely doing it for fun. If you've seen the content that I posted before, it was all fun. I did the same thing, the dances and everything, and there's a few videos that I know some of my friends actually appreciate, are like Mr. Positivity. I'm pretty sure, and this is sum it up really quick. It's like a little costume that my dad, one day I was gaming, comes into my room, and it's like, hey, I found this in the garage, and it was a costume with a cape and just it's like a lightning bolt kind of glass.
Okay.
Like a little face mask.
It's like a face mask.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
To cover.
And I was like, that's cool. So I just put up the TikTok on, and I'm like, you know what? There's one thing a lot of people, I think, should kind of know about it if you don't know. Like, I'm one of the most happy, positive people that you'll ever really meet. I really hold true to that.
Yeah.
And I like making people happy. I like, if I can do one thing in your day just to make you smile, make you happy, bring your spirit up a little bit, I'll try my best to do it. So I put on the costume and I did like a minute of motivation. One of the TikToks that I posted that was like about positivity was, one of my friends was like, I remember her telling me she's about to take her final exam and everything, and I made that TikTok kind of dedicated to her, and it was just like, you're gonna do it, just keep on studying, you got this, like everything good, positive. And that's just one of the forms that I just use for them. And it's just, spreading positivity. It's awesome. But a lot of the other TikToks as well is just like dancing, funny TikToks. And then there's also the other side of TikTok, which is some of the most recent content.
Yeah. I think that's what we want to get into.
Yeah. And it's really funny. It's really funny because it's crazy how I can make TikToks of funny things. Bad Bunny, a lot of Bad Bunny. I love Bad Bunny.
Yeah, same.
And
I did.
And TikTok, if you're a TikTok user, you've too probably seen, like, there's a not a dark side of TikTok, but a more sexual kind of side of TikTok. And for me, it was funny. I saw there was this trend. It's called the Silhouette Challenge.
Yes,
yes.
Yeah.
The goal for me this year was to post a TikTok a day. I didn't have anything for that day, and I kept on seeing it. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna try. And I did, And I didn't think much of it. But I want to sleep, and the next morning, like I went to my TikTok, and like I gained a couple hundred followers.
Holy shit!
They're like, oh, who is this?
Yeah, the
My
video.
Hi, new friend.
It was crazy. Like
Yeah.
to me, like my TikTok's a couple hundred views, 100 views, 200
Yeah.
views. That's more than enough for me. Like it's cool. I don't really care like about views and all that. But I woke up the next day and it had like right now it's at almost 10,000 views. Like
What?
I
Nice.
gained
Holy
a couple hundred followers, and I was like, wow, I did not expect it. And it's just one of those things. It's like, you know, you don't have to make that type of content to gain followers and stuff like that. But sometimes it takes that little one of those things to
Yes.
just spark.
I know that because of OnlyFans, and that's the reason why I started a TikTok in 2020, because I started the OnlyFans. So the TikTok wasn't for me to do like fun stuff. The TikTok was to promote my OnlyFans.
It was for business purposes.
It was for business purposes as well as my Twitter. I don't use my Twitter for anything else, just to promote my OnlyFans. And but then again, they have all these fun things there that I see like randomly. I'm just like, oh my god, I should do that. So
Like
there
the
was-
corpse husband challenge.
Sure,
That
but there was
was-
one thing that I really, really like, and I did half of it, and it's called the Busted Challenge.
Oh.
Busted.
Yeah. So I started doing, because my daughter had, obviously she helped me set it up. I'm not all that great. I was like, just help me set it up, and then we tried it, and she was, you have to do it right now, and she told me like when to like go down and stuff. And then we had to cut, and then I said, oh man, I'm too lazy to dress up, so I only did the like, you know, the one with the sweats, and then the transformation is gonna be like another day. So eventually I'll post it, but I want to do it for fun because I liked it. And it's kind of like the silhouette challenge,
Yeah.
where you're all kind of like scrubby at first, but then like there's that.
Boom. The
body,
unexpected
yeah.
happens. Yeah. It's one of those things, like, just have fun with it.
Yeah.
I know some people they aim to do that for some reasons, but other people I think like that just have fun with it. You know, if you blow up from it, cool. But at the end of the day, it's like you do it because you want to have fun with it, and you're not. No one's forcing you to do something that you don't like.
No, definitely.
But yeah, that was one of them. That was one of the TikToks.
Even I was like, oh my.
I was like, oh
That was the one moment that we,
I think we all said, oh dear.
yeah, I was like, whoa. And a lot of people were just like, wow. Did not expect it.
What I did like, and I did tell her about this, was the one with the cooking. I did tell you.
The
I
Bad
liked it.
Bunny one.
Yeah, well, it's because you were cooking, and I like doing a lot of cooking content, if anything. So, that was like probably my favorite one.
Yeah, it's relatable. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
it
you're
is.
cooking, you have a little bit of music in the background,
Yeah.
and you get into it and everything. So you have to make it.
I think you
something
dropped
fun.
something one time, right?
All the blooper.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like that one
dropped
especially. I'm like, yep.
I was like, oh goodness. I don't know why. It's like I just got into the zone, the music on, decided to make like a TikTok and drop that. I put like eggshells on my food and everything. I don't know why I did that. I looked at it and I'm like, wait a minute. That doesn't go there. But it's fun. It's fun.
Oh shit.
Any TikToks coming soon, and right after this, we're about to make one.
Yay! Okay, then let's wrap this up.
We're about.
Well, yes, thank you guys for listening. This is Jared once again. Our number one supporter. That's what we call him.
Check out his.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
He has
The Also Pro Apparel. It's our little t-shirt clothing line. We do obviously our brand, but if there's any time that you need some sort of custom t-shirt, hoodie, or anything, don't be afraid to reach out. We'll be more than happy to help you out. And at Instagram, it's Also Pro Apparel. You can get yours soon. But before I wrap it up, I just want to thank you too for having me. It was honestly amazing. And what?
we shall meet again.
Why are you laughing? What are you doing? I'm here to thank you and everything. But no, honestly, seriously,
You're welcome.
it's thank you very, very much. Hope be back soon.
Yes,
And,
yes.
You know, I wish you two the best on this podcast.
Thank you.
Continue to keep on growing. Continue to make amazing content. And what you two are doing is amazing. Honestly amazing.
Thank you.
Please continue to support them. Subscribe, like, comment down below, and just hit them. Comment down below.
Oh, he ended it. Thank you.
Huh?
Gang, gang.
Gang gang.